George Washington is chosen as Commander-in-Chief on June 19, 1775. George Washington was chosen because of his previous military experience and leadership. George Washington didn't receive pay as Commander-in-Chief of the United States because the colonies were very poor at the time during the Revolutionary War, and he didn't want to feel selfish for asking for money because he was very honorable and he had a great job. The Declaration of Independence was finished on July 4th, 1776. The goal and purpose was to break away politically from Great Britain and start a new country. Thomas Jefferson was asked to help draft the Declaration of Independence along with Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Robert Livingston. The Declaration of Independence helped other countries by giving them another new country to trade with and make allies with. The Treaty of Alliance with France was made on February 6, 1778. France wanted to get back at Britain for defeating them in the French and Indian War, so they decided to form an alliance with America to fight against the French. Congress decided to send Benjamin Franklin, Silas Deane, and Arthur Lee to France to negotiate an alliance with the French because they were American commissioners and were good negotiators. The Articles of Confederation were finished on March 1st, 1781. The Articles of Confederation were written on November 17th, 1777. The original purpose for the Articles was to create a loose government with a weak central government and powerful state governments. The realistic outcome of the Articles of Confederation was that the United States needed to have a stronger federal government and a less powerful state governments. The Treaty of Paris was signed in Paris on September 3rd, 1783. Benjamin Franklin, John Jay, and John Adams were the three Americans that were involved with the signing of the treaty. The most important article of the treaty to the Americans was the evacuation of British forces from the 13 states. The primary goal of the treaty was recognizing the United States as a separate country from the rest of the world. Richard Oswald represented the British at the signing of the Treaty of Paris. The Constitution of the United States was ratified by all 13 states on September 17, 1787. Ratify is to confirm by expressing consent, approval, or formal sanction. The Constitution was ratified in 1789. Congress had more power than the executive branch and the judicial branch because it controlled all the country's money. The central government didn't have enough of the extremely limited power that the state governments had too much of. The Federalist Papers were made between 1787 and 1788. The writers of the papers were Alexander Hamilton, who wrote the most, John Jay, who wrote the fewest, and James Madison, who wrote in between. There were 85 papers written by someone named Publius. The Americans didn't know who that was at the beginning, but it was found out that Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and James Madison were the writers of the paper. Publius means given name in public in Latin or Ancient Roman. Alexander Hamilton states in Federalist Paper number 84 that the plan of this convention contains no Bill of Rights. The importance of Federal number 84 was that at the Constitutional Convention, the first Constitutional Convention, there was no Bill of Rights stated in the Constitution. Federalist means the federal principle of government, and Federalists supported the Constitution.